Hey guys, Courtney here with Courtney's Customs, and today I'm going to be doing a waterside tutorial video. I've done one of these in the past several months ago before I got new filming equipment and a better sound system and all that good stuff, and it's been getting some traffic lately, which is awesome. But all of the comments are like, hey, we can't hear you, or your sound is cutting out. That's because I filmed with an iPhone, so sorry. But I have this new awesome camera now that you guys have seemed to really like, and I'm really glad that you do. So I want to do an updated waterside tutorial, and before I get started, I gotta let y'all know that this video is sponsored by Hayes Paper Company. Hayes is the brand of waterside paper that I use. I always get questions on that a lot. I have used Hayes waterside paper since I started making my own watersides over a year ago, and I've never had any problems with them. Their customer service is amazing. I love it. Their stuff, I haven't had any problems with like ripping and tearing, and just I love it. It's easy to use and I have no complaints whatsoever. So Hayes Paper Company was super generous enough to send me some waterside paper and some vinyl sticker paper, I believe it is. It is really bad like weather out here. There's a huge snowstorm, there's ice everywhere. It was supposed to get delivered today, but it's not going to be here today. It's probably going to be a while before it gets here. But I did want to make this video not only for you guys, but to just say thank you to Hayes Paper Company for partnering with me on this video. So I have this here. This is what my waterside paper comes in. It is empty as of right now, but this is what the package looks like. This is the inkjet clear waterside paper, and then the paper comes in this little packaging here inside of this packaging, so it stays super safe while it's being delivered to you. And this is the inkjet because I have an inkjet printer. If you have a laser printer, you're going to want to get the laser waterside paper. So this is clear, which is normally all I ever get, but because I don't really put a lot of water slides on dark cups, and if I do, I have a little hack for that. But I don't use the white water slide very often, but the white water slide is also an option. But this is the clear, and I have one printed out here ready to go. I thought this was gorgeous. The drip lip has been like a big trend going on right now. So I have this water side, and I'm putting it on this tumbler today. So I just made like a rainbow dish soap tumbler, and I'm going to be putting this decal on it. So it should look really pretty. But I really want to go through all of the details, kind of like I did on my last video, but a better updated version, I suppose. So like I said, this is the clear water slide paper, meaning that if you have not worked with water slides before, everything that is not the collared image right here, so all of this background behind it, once it's on my tumbler, you're not going to see this white background. It's going to be completely clear, and you're only going to see the image. Clear water slide paper, you can really only use it on very light colored tumblers, like the white spot that I made here with the Dawn dish soap. And if you have not seen my Dawn dish soap tumbler tutorial, I will link it down in my description. But this is how I made this tumbler. That's where I put the dish soap. So the decal is going to go here, and since it's white, this is going to show up perfectly. If I were to put this on a black tumbler, or even a dark blue or purple, or even a dark pink, this is either not going to show up, or it's going to be so faint and the colors are not going to look right. It's not going to look good. So if I were to just slap this back here on this collared part, it's not going to look good. That's why I made a bleached looking spot here. Now if you're working with the inkjet waterside paper like I do, you're going to need to seal it. And I seal my papers, or my images, I'm sorry, I seal my images with Rust-Oleum 2x clear. So this ink should be dry. I will spray it, give it a good coat, don't soak it to where it's dripping, but you know, give it a good coverage with this clear spray. And what that's going to do is give your image a protective cover, so whenever you put it down into water, which is how you get the image on your tumbler, I'll go more into that in just a minute, but once you put your image down in water, the colors are not going to bleed and ruin your image. So make sure you have to have this unless you have a laser printer and you're using the laser waterside paper. So you do not have to seal your laser waterside paper. if you have a laser printer. I have an inkjet printer. Whenever I first started doing these, I thought I needed like this big, elaborate, expensive printers, kind of like the laser printers. They're a little pricier. You definitely don't. My printer is this big, bulky, like dinosaur, super old printer. It is an Epson XP330 Expression Home. I don't even think they make this exact model anymore. I got this from a friend a long time ago. She was selling it. I jumped on it. So they make something, I'm sure, like an upgraded version. I'll do some searching on Walmart, and then once I find one, I'll put, or Amazon even, I'll put it down in the description. So you guys can see that you can just use like a $60, $65 printer. You don't need these $300 laser printers to make your own waterslide images, which is awesome because I would not be making my own waterslide images right now. So to print this off, of course, you're going to need the Hayes waterslide paper, the clear inkjet if you are like me. I find all of my images, with the exception of like if I want to make my own, but I find 99% of my images on Etsy. Etsy has a lot of really beautiful, talented creators that design things like this, and they sell them for instant downloads, which means you buy it and the file gets sent to your email. You can download it on your phone or your computer or whatever you use, and as long as you have a Wi-Fi compatible printer, you can just print it right out from your phone or your computer, spit it out of your printer onto the Hayes inkjet clear waterslide paper, let the ink dry, seal it with your Rust-Oleum 2x clear, let that dry, and then you'll be able to apply it to your tumbler. Now, just like any other Rust-Oleum spray paint, there's clear sealant, there's matte, there's gloss, there's semi-gloss. It really doesn't matter. I prefer the gloss. I feel like it's thicker and it gives a better coating, but if you have matte or if that's all you can find, it's going to work as long as it is a clear sealant. Now, I put my water in these little containers here. I got this at Family Dollar. It was like $1, I think. I was using this little tiny Tupperware, and if you've been on my channel for a while, you've seen it and you've been like, girl, please upgrade, get something bigger. And it was just always something that slipped my mind until I was adding a water slide, especially if I was doing like a full page, full wrap, you know, water slide kind of thing. And I was trying to like squeeze my paper little by little into this little Tupperware. Just save yourself the trouble, get a big container, fill it up with water. Now, my water being in the shed, it stays pretty warm because, you know, I'll use the same water. I will dump it out and put new water in it just like every few days. It really doesn't get dirty or anything, but I do change my water out every few days. And just as long as it's not really super cold or really super hot. I like to keep it a little bit above room temperature, and which my shed is nice and warm, even though I have a coat on because I'm always cold anyway. So, but just a little above room temperature water is perfect for your water slides. So now that I have sealed my image with that clear Rust-Oleum, I am just going to take my scissors and cut around this image, just removing that black box. And I also need to let you guys know that I upload all of my images to Cricut Design Space. I have the app on my phone. You can also get it on your computer. And I like to mirror my waterslide images. So before I hit print, I will go up in the upper left corner to the drop down menu and turn my bleed off, because if your bleed is on, these colors are gonna not look so crisp and, you know, like they're supposed to. They're gonna look, you know, like they're bleeding out. So I turn my bleed off, and then I mirror my image, because if you've seen other waterslide tutorials, some people will put the image like this and then try to slide the backing off that way. I prefer to turn the image and put it face down, apply some pressure, and slide the backing off that way. So I mirror my images, so whenever I put them face down, they'll come out the correct way once it's on the tumbler. So I've got my image over here in my water, and I am just holding down the edges here, because sometimes the image will curl up when it gets in the water, and even though that's not going to cause a problem, I just like to kind of hold it down, and eventually it will stop curling. And you're going to let it soak for about 30 seconds. And while that is soaking, I come over here and I prep my tumbler. I take my little silicone squeegee that I got from the Glitter Grind. I'll put their link in my description. And I'm just going to put some water over the area that I plan on putting this water slide image. And I do that because it's going to help the image slide onto the tumbler without getting stuck and ruining the image. You're also going to need the silicone squeegee again after you get the image on, because there will be some trapped water and there might be some wrinkles, but you can smooth everything right out with this. So I am just going to take my image out of the water and I'm going to try to very, very gently slide it. And if I see that it's sliding off of the back of the paper, I will know that it's ready, because this backing here is just a plain white. So if I can slide it very easily off of that backing, I know it's ready. And if I can't, then I will just set it back down in the water and let it soak for a few more seconds. And I'll just keep adding some water on here. And you'll see what I mean about not being able to see all of that white background. It's really, really cool. Now, keep in mind, if you buy white water slide paper rather than clear water slide paper, you will see all of that white background. So this seems ready. I am going to put my image face down here on my tumbler. And I'm just going to set it up to make sure it's straight and how I want it. And once I see it's how I want it, I'm going to very, very gently push the edges down, apply some slight pressure, and just very gently slide that backing off. So this is why I'm assuming it's called water slide paper. So now that the image is on here, I'm going to take my silicone squeegee and get it wet and just very gently squeegee out any water that might be trapped under it or wrinkles or anything like that. I'll go over it a few times, and I like to put it like eye level with myself and look at it sideways, because then I can really get a good look if anything is unlevel because of water bubbles. So that's what I have. So that is really awesome. I really love water slide paper. You have a much larger range of creativity and customization than you do with vinyl. Really, I don't hardly use vinyl at all. I try to use water slide paper for everything if I can, even just simple like names on a tumbler or anything like that. So now all I'm going to do is let this dry, because of course, you know, there's some water on the cup. I normally just set it in front of my heater that I have over here, kind of let the air hit it for just a couple minutes to speed up that drying process, and then you can stick it right on your turner and put epoxy on here or Crystalac or whatever you use. There's no need to seal it again. It's good and ready to go. It's going to stay on your tumbler and it's going to look beautiful. So guys, that's it. Really quick and simple and to the point, and I hope everything was clear. I hope that I explained everything good, and that's all I got. You guys know what I forgot? I forgot your cup of positivity. I'm so sorry. So I do have a cup of positivity here for you guys today, and I really like this one. It says 5 reminders today. 1, you are enough. 2, your dreams matter. 3, miracles are natural. 4, authenticity is magnetic. And 5, you've totally got this. So I really hope you all have a great day. Stay safe and stay warm. And if you guys have any questions, like always, please feel free to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys. Bye.